As an ER doctor in Renton, Douglas Lambrecht spent his career saving others.
He obviously cared about helping people.
But in his later years, he was the one in the hospital bed, first with kidney failure. Lambrecht was recovering from his latest round of kidney problems at Life Care Center of Kirkland, which became the center of the coronavirus outbreak in February. The 71-year-old father and grandfather was among the first to go into intensive care. His son Nathan and other family members wore gowns and protective equipment and filed into Douglas's room, 2 at a time, in his final hour.
It was so rough, and it was so bizarre being in the room with him, and not physically being able to touch him, to say goodbye.
Nathan and his family, who all live separately, had to go into quarantine, 2 weeks of isolation, wrapped in grief.
I'm upset. I'm angry. And I think that's where the letter came from.
Nathan started writing. This is an open letter to the White House and President Donald Trump.
We just weren't prepared.
He continued, "I've always assumed one of the main functions of a government is to provide for and protect its citizens. Instead, what I have seen is blatant disregard for our nation's safety and our government's inability to proactively respond in the face of a global pandemic. While I'm not asking the president to admit to mass murder, I am, however, requesting a public apology or statement of accountability in the actions that directly led to the death of my father." Nathan says this should not be viewed as political.
To me, it's a moral issue.
He signed the letter, a grieving son.
There's a mistake that was made, and we can look at mistakes that were made and learn from them and do better.
Ted Land, King 5 News.